Yo, we out here learning biology, cell cycles, let's go.
Subscribe.
I'm here to tell you about cell cycles today in Block 2-6, Miss Wooden Biology. Okay, the entire process takes place in 2 stages, 8 steps, interphase, and mitotic phases. Let's start with interphase in step 1, the G1 phase, aka the gap phase, son. Cell copycat when organelles are formed. Gets 10 times bigger, chaos is like a storm. As the cell prepares for the steps that will come more, if you want, you can think of the phase as a real G, sure. Then comes the G1 checkpoint, it's the first one, when the cell decides, will I go through with this or am I done? Next is F phase with a ton of synthesis. Cell ties all the DNA in the nucleus, and I ain't about a diss, it copies the centrosome. Say what? Homie, just take away the microphone. Then comes the third step, the G2 phase. When I tell you about it, bro, you'll be real in 4 days. The cell gets bigger, making proteins and organelles, rearranging contents. If you ask me, it's swell. But then the G2 phase ends when mitosis starts. Ending interphase, call it cell a la carte. But first, we must go through the G2 checkpoint where the cell checks to see that it is still on point. Then prophase occurs, nucleus says I'm out. DNA is condensed into chromosomes that'll make you go wow. Now you can call the chromosomes sister chromatids amid all the spindle fibers everywhere, kid. Next comes metaphase. Here we see alignment when the chromatids line up like big muscular linemen. Rush the centromeres into the spindle fibers, line up on the equator as straight as a wire. And here's the M checkpoint, the final one. Checks that everything is attached right, then checkpoints are done. Anaphase then starts. The chromatids are moved apart by the big bad mitotic spindle. Don't even let me start. It's like Romeo and Juliet can't be together, driven apart at the centromere. Quote by Zafar. Step 7's telophase, when chromatids show up at the cell's 2 ends. Homie, that is what's up. Chromatids untwist into small strands of DNA. The spindle fibers are gone, but the membrane shows up like hey. Finally, step 8 is cytokinesis. The membrane is divided into 2 big cell pieces. But let's go into 3 specific examples. When the cell divides, we'll start with an injurious Sam. Say you fell off your bike, it's happened to me plenty of times. You get a cut, oh no, the adenylate enzyme. Anyway, your body has to replace the tissue. So what will it do? That brings up our current issue. The cells nearby divide and then replicate themselves so that they can substitute the dead tissue with more and more cells. Example 2, for all the kids out there going through puberty, growing facial hair. Your body is growing, and while its parts get bigger, cells have to increase in order to give you some vigor. Because more cells means more growth in you. So next time you measure yourself, think of me, boo. Example 3, you drop your backpack on your toe. Ouch, you broke it. I feel your pain, bro. The cells have to fix it to make the bones as good as new. So to do that, they're going to have to replicate through and through. Afterward, your toe's going to be alright again. That's example 3 to put in your cellular brain. If you want to know a disease coming from cycle error, then ask an oncologist. The answer is cancer. It occurs during cytokinesis in step 8 when a defective cell won't stop devising amplification, mate. With more and more cells, they start to pile on each other, forming big lumps doctors call tumors. In the final checkpoint, cancer can be caused by deformed chromosomes, a disaster not forewarned by an endocrine hormone. Meanwhile, the patient begins to notice the lump, which gradually gets bigger and bigger by the successive month. This is a common symptom that many tend to ignore, but the lump is a symptom like never before. Once people are diagnosed, they can go through chemo, short for chemotherapy, and this depends on the people. Doctors decide which drugs should be taken, how much and how many. One should not be mistaken. Through these drugs, cancer can be contained so that a great quality of life will always be retained. Thank you very much for listening to my track. I have to go for now, but I promise I will be back. Yeah, we out here learning cell cycles. I hope you learned something. Yeah.